And we welcome you back to our local candidate interviews on WFJA and WWGP Radio, and brought to you by Sandhills Broadcasting and Brick Capital Video. We are here in the WFJA studio. I am John Ramsperger, and your host for today's Sanford City Council candidate interviews. I remind our listeners that today through Thursday, each afternoon, these interviews will air live on WFJA and WWGP, as well as stream on the WFJA website. Videos of the candidate interviews will post each evening on the WFJA website. We now talk with the final Ward 1 candidate, Republican Blaine Sutton. Blaine, welcome to WFJA and our candidate interviews.
Thank you very much for having me here today. I really appreciate the opportunity to share my views with the public.
Thank you, Blaine. Appreciate your time as well. So Blaine, certainly as we're getting started, and for those that are listening and watching, tell us a little bit about yourself and your background and why you're seeking election to Sanford City Council.
My background was as an educator. I retired after 30 years of teaching elementary and middle school math and science primarily. I'm married to Pam Sutton. We've been married for 28 years, and I've lived in Sanford since 1988. Pam and I have twin daughters that are 23 years old. They recently graduated last year from Campbell University and now are in graduate school in the MBA program at UNC Pembroke.
Wow. Fantastic. So what do you see, and you're running for Ward 1, which is the expiring term of Councilman Gaskins. What do you see as the biggest challenges ahead for the City Council during the next term?
Well, I chose to become a candidate because I want to lower taxes. I want to make government more efficient. I want to reduce crime. I want to promote jobs and industry and support the first responders. Positive collaboration is the key to success. And I want to sit at the table so I can contribute towards making Sanford great. Because there's a lot that goes into it behind the scenes. And I'm retired. I have plenty of time to help people. I want to help people. And I feel that I'm a very good choice for this opportunity. I don't know everything there is to know about being on City Council. It will certainly be a learning experience, but to be able to have an opportunity to serve others, to help others, would be very fulfilling to me.
So the City Council has had a lot of success in luring industry and business to our area. What do you see the Sanford City Council's role in recruiting?
In terms of the incentive package, I am pro-business. I feel it's very important to support businesses, and because steady growth through incentive packaging is very important only as long as there's a payoff or benefit to the taxpayers. And every time there is a new incentive, the taxpayers should get a benefit in terms of reward by lowering taxes. By having greater industry here and recruiting greater industry, that is going to bring jobs. It's going to lower the tax rate for the people who live in Sanford. And bringing businesses to Sanford will enhance the quality of life for everyone and encourage people to shop Sanford first. This is very important. Downtown Sanford looks great. It looks phenomenal. Compared to the way it looked 10, 20 years ago, people want to move to downtown Sanford. They want to operate a business in downtown Sanford. But unfortunately, there are still a lot of vacant buildings. Vacant factories down in south of Tramway, down south of Jonesboro, and empty buildings does not attract people to want to shop there. It also makes people very leery about going into that area. And also, vacant buildings do not contribute to the tax base. In a nutshell, more industry, greater industry, will result in lower taxes for all of our citizens. Our taxes are very high right now compared to other counties. I spoke to someone yesterday, a professional individual. He told me the taxes on his office building and his house is $8,000. That's phenomenal. That's a lot of money.
In Sanford?
Yes, sir. Here in Sanford.
Wow.
That's a lot of money.
That's all. So certainly he's got the Lee County as well as City of Sanford taxes.
Yes,
now you did well to describe tax incentives. The next question deals with that. So how do you feel about using tax incentives? And I appreciate you getting deeper into the discussion, and that it may be too simplistic to ask if you're for tax incentives or not for tax incentives. I think you already answered that, but What do you think the Sanford City Council's role is in offering tax incentives to lure employers?
I think it's very important to offer tax incentives only, and I emphasize only, as long as the taxpayers get a direct benefit on every incentive deal. If we have a business that's recruited that comes to Sanford, they get incentives to come here, then the taxpayers should get an incentive for lower taxes.
Mhm.
If you look at the taxes in Lee County, we pay 62 cents per hundred.
We do, yeah.
Whereas if you go to Raleigh, they pay 37.5 cents per hundred, and that's just a phenomenal amount of money that's being spent. If you go to Southern Pines, their tax rate is 40 cents per hundred, and I'm not happy with that, and I'm not happy with the fact that the budget seems to be increasing every year. This year's budget is $37 million. That's a 4% increase over last year. Our budget for next year has not been presented, but yet I do anticipate another tax increase. I ask you, are you better off today than you were a year ago? I don't think so, because our property tax rate is higher than Southern Pines and Raleigh, and we pay 62 cents per 100. And I don't think many people in the city of Sanford are happy paying a $30 per car tax fee. And I just don't think that should be part of the plan. There's simply too much waste in our local governments. We need to operate under the premise that less government is best. And I feel it begins with a zero-based budgeting initiative, which all expenses are justified and every function is analyzed for its need and for its cost. Is it necessary? Can we do without it? Can we do something to save money? It is very essential that you operate the city of Sanford like you operate your own budget. You have to be very careful where the money is going and how it is being spent. You have to give several different bids if necessary. And what I want to do is basically analyze the needs for cost and to justify whether it's essential. This approach ensures that the managers at all levels of city government think about how every dollar is spent. We've got to get the taxpayer thinking about how is that dollar being spent. Our taxpayers work hard for their money, and we need to lower taxes. And this action will force the managers to justify all operating expenses through strategic execution. Calculated planning and conservative spending is essential.
So in a community like ours, as we were talking about recruiting industry and the success that it might bring for employers that are bringing jobs here, you're going to grow, and we've talked about that with previous candidates as well. Well, with that comes the need for residential housing, be it single family or multifamily, which is homes and or townhomes, condos, and apartments. So we have residents right now that are longtime residents of Sanford that say, I don't like that in my backyard, and they're not going to do that to my neighborhood. How would you, should you be elected to city council, balance between the residents here and their relative quality of life and the need for new housing that has already started?
Good question. I value preserving the integrity and the character of residential neighborhoods by maintaining the livability of nearby residential areas. Developments need to be carefully designed local communities which offer a variety of activities for citizens of all ages. I am an advocate of using the greenways to connect local neighborhoods throughout the city and preserving nature when possible. One hot topic that I've heard a lot about from the citizens of Ward 1 is how much many of them are not approving of the housing development that's taking place on Valley Road and
Cool Springs Road.
Mm-hmm. If I had been on the council then, I would have voted against it. I would have voted against it because it disturbs the character and this viable area, which is in the fringe of the city. It's very important to preserve nature, and we just don't need to have cookie cutter homes. We need to have careful planning into these developments that are being developed. You can ride around Sanford everywhere you go, and you see a lot of new homes being sprung up from just what was originally, or one time, someone's backyard field, someone's woods, or someone's pasture.
Stand of trees, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
So-
which you actually see, certainly when you drive around the Wake County areas. I used to live in Raleigh some 25 years ago, and you would go by a tobacco barn and a stand of trees,
Yes.
and then come back a month later, and there's a Dollar General there.
Growth is coming.
It
Growth
is.
is coming. There's nothing we can do about it.
That's right.
But you've got to plan for it. You've got to have an organizational plan through the committees, and you've got to have a very well developed plan for creating and encouraging people to come to Sanford. Sanford is on the cutting edge. It's no longer a small town like it used to be. It is growing, and it will be continue to be growing. In the next 10 years, I suggest or think that it's going to be very close to what Apex was 15, 20 years ago.
Sure, or Holly Springs or something like that.
Yes, sir. And we basically need to plan for growth carefully. Otherwise, we will plan to fail. Together, we can accomplish more. We need to work together. We need to have a sound plan, to implement the plan, and do whatever is necessary and best to help the citizens of the city of Sanford.
So the safety of our citizens is as important a role in the city for city council and the city police department. So how important is it to you as a potential council member to help create good public relations between the Sanford Police Department and the citizens of Sanford?
It's paramount. It's very important that we have.
Blaine, you know what? We're going to have to cut you off because we're getting another storm warning, I hear. So
Hang on a second.
Yep. I'm going to read that question.
Weather delay.
I'm gonna read that question to you again, and we're going to start over. I was
Okay.
just starting the question.
You were you? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is about a 30, 45 second thing on this weather.
Yes.
We have to run.
Apparently, there's another big cloud coming over us or something.
It's about, I think it looks like it's about through here. It really does.
What's interesting is about half hour ago, I could hear the roof. I could hear the rain coming down and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, it came down hard for a few
That's
minutes.
what I heard it. Yeah, I heard
But
it.
the rain's about stopped.
But Blaine, what I was telling you is I'm going to reread that question for you
Okay.
because we're just going to restart that again.
Okay.
They're going to give us the high sign, and we'll do it. And I think they'll edit it as such as well. So
We'll cut this out.
we'll cut. Yeah.
This has been nerve-wracking.
You've been doing good.
I've been in there listening. You sound great.
You've been doing
You
fine.
sound like you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's right, and that's a good thing.
I can read real well.
I can read real well.
I write better than I speak about it, though.
Hey, just be yourself.
That's it.
You're
That's
fine.
right.
You'll be fine.
It's the don't think too hard about it analogy.
Still 8 minutes on the interview. Yeah.
8 minutes left. Yeah,
I can get through this in 8 minutes.
I think you can.
These 2 pages is left.
Yep.
That's about the end of it, isn't it?
Yeah. They're announcing the.
Lee's out of that now.
That's what I was going to say. We're out of it now, so that's a good thing. All right, we're almost ready.
Thank you.
All right, good.
So, Blaine, the safety of our citizens is an important role for our city and for our city police department, of course. How important is it for you, should you become the Ward 1 City Council member, to help create good public relations between the Sanford Police Department and the citizens of Sanford?
It's paramount.
Mhm.
I'll always be a strong advocate for our first responders as they put their lives on the line each day.
Mhm.
We need to go above and beyond to retain and reward these individuals because their efforts make Sanford a very desirable place to live and work.
Mhm.
Our population is on the cusp of rapid growth, and we need to be prepared for this transformation. There's a definite need for more first responders, personnel, firehouses, and emergency medical facilities. As a result of this population increase, social crime and social related problems will increase too. I'm a strong advocate for community policing. Well, many of you probably don't know what is community policing. Community policing is when you put the police officers in an area to rid that neighborhood of crime. And we need to use our resources to get the most benefit. These individuals that are targeted are knowingly breaking the law. Through community policing initiatives, crime will be reduced, drug usage will be reduced. The citizens of Sanford want to live in a safe community. I want to live in a safe community, and I want to do whatever it takes to make this a reality. But I can't do it alone. Together, we must work together and accomplish much.
Mm-hmm.
Through working together, we can achieve more. And I really believe that.
So the city of Sanford has completed many beautification projects. The most noticeable of those are the downtown Sanford beautification as well as downtown Jonesboro. What types of projects would you like to see ahead for the city of Sanford?
Hometown pride begins at home.
Mm-hmm.
I will support a program which recognizes individuals and neighborhood beautification initiatives. More is accomplished when all work together to make our community a better place to live and work. I like the way our downtown looks. It looks great.
Yeah.
But the job's not done. Because if you think about the city of Sanford, you've got to think about Jonesboro. There's work that needs to be done there to recruit businesses there,
Mm-hmm.
to make it more beautiful, more beautiful than it looks right now. Not to say Jonesboro does not look pretty or good, but
Yeah,
there's some areas for improvement there. There is a lot of hometown pride in Sanford, but as I said, the job is not complete. Everyone has to work together to make this job, which will be ongoing, a reality. There remains a lot of empty storefronts in Jonesboro, and I would like to see this changed into a vibrant part of the city too. Also, I will support a business model which encourages people to shop Sanford first, and the activities of the local Chamber of Commerce. Together, this will make Sanford great again, a more vibrant city which will inspire people and also inspire companies to move to Sanford and to locate their employees here. And if when I'm elected, I will support the creation of a dog park, an enhanced walking and biking trail throughout the city. Encourage volunteerism. People work together, helping people, no matter how simple, how small it may seem to you. If it helps someone, it makes them feel better. You're helping people in the community. You're making our city better. You're making our city great. And I've used public space to connect with neighborhoods because right now, as a result of COVID, too many people are isolated. They don't feel like they're connected like they used to before COVID. We need to go out and do things that will increase community involvement, inspire connections within people. Also, they do a wonderful job at the senior center over on 3rd Street. I think
the Richmond Center, yeah.
The Richmond Center. I think we need to do something there to help the people feel like they're welcome and feel like they're part of the solution.
Yeah.
And also, I think it would be great if Sanford would create a wireless internet network throughout Sanford. This would put our beloved city on the cutting edge. Again, as I said, together we can accomplish more and achieve more if we inspire excellence in others.
Mm-hmm. So, Blaine, I've asked this question of some other candidates. On a national sense, partisanship has reached a very high mark, and I think it's actually trickled down to state politics, county politics, and we're here talking about Sanford City Council. What is your opinion of what I am terming hyper-partisanship and the drawing the line in the sand, and how would you participate should you become Ward 1 City Council person? Would you engage in partisanship, or would you be voting your conscience?
I would vote my conscience. I would look at the issues, pros and cons, and think about how is it going to impact Sanford?
Yeah.
Not only today, but 5 years, 10 years down the road. And that's something I think feels very important to think about and to talk to people within your community. The best people you can talk to, the more people you talk to, get more ideas of their backgrounds, their indication of what is good. And basically what I'm saying is, if you spend time talking to your neighbors, you'll find out what's important to them. If you find out what's important to them, that's an excellent gauge of making decisions once you're on the council. Because if you make decisions on the council, going in there, I'm a Republican, I'll vote Republican all the way, come hot water or not. That's not the way I work.
Yeah.
I'm going to vote by looking at what are the issues. How can I make Sanford better? What would it take to make Sanford great again?
I'm intrigued by your comments, and I like your comments about my words, not yours, unity, and or creating a sense of pride and or joining together. What I'm also intrigued by is, with my knowledge of politics, is how to enact that. You can't make someone volunteer, can you? And I wish you could. But
Yes,
you
sir.
can't make someone come out and say hey to their neighbor across the street. You are verbalizing some truly fantastic ideas that I wish any community would espouse and would have. So I'm intrigued by what a city council, as one of 7, and or county manager, city manager, mayor might do to promote volunteerism, which I believe in terrifically. Civic pride, that kind of a thing.
Beautification projects will be
Yeah,
a good,
there you go.
a good
Yeah.
start. You can go down the road, you go plant a garden on the side of the road,
Yep.
and it makes Sanford beautiful.
Yep.
Do whatever it takes. Get people involved.
Mm-hmm.
It'll start small, but once you get people involved with it, hey, I planted flowers for the city the other day.
I enjoyed it. It was
It's
fun.
Come
Sure.
join me. Come help me.
That's right.
So
And
you
then it
want-
just keeps going.
yes, sir. It'll take time to build this up,
That's
but
right.
once you do, it'll be wonderful.
So, Blaine, we want to thank you for your time today and participating in the interview process. On behalf of the station, we wish you the best in the upcoming election. Any other things you want to leave us with?
Yes, sir. I'm running on 4 basic premises.
Uh-huh.
I want to lower your taxes because our taxes are too high, in my opinion. I want to make your tax dollars be spent more efficiently. I want to reduce crime. I want to encourage companies and industry to come to Lee County by bringing jobs, and also I want to support first responders. Too many times, people who come to Sanford get jobs. They're trained here. Then they go to neighboring counties because those
Right.
counties offer better
They
benefit
pay more.
packages. We've got to keep people here.
Yeah.
Keep Sanford first. And also, I want to thank you for voting for me in the upcoming election. And I want to represent you at the table. And I want to spend your hard-earned tax dollars wisely. And I want to thank you for your time today.
Well, I join Sandhills Broadcasting and Brick Capital Video in thanking Blaine Sutton for talking with us today. We're going to take a short break, and when we return, we'll be talking with our final interview for the day. City of Sanford, Sanford City Council, Ward 3 candidate J.D. Williams. So stay with us. We'll be right back after a word from Lee County Elections Board.
Thank you so much, sir.
Blaine, did well. Thank you, man.
I don't know, sir. I tried.
It's done now. You
Yes,
did.
sir.
No, you did good.
Well, thank you
Don't
very
forget
much.
your water too.